Episode 112 of the La Familia pod. I'm host Marlo, and I got a special guest to my right, Bryson Keith. What's up? Heck, Wes, how are you guys?
Good, bro.
First pod ever?
First ever podcast. So
Yeah.
shout out to you guys. Big
Yeah,
shout
it's
out.
exciting.
Man. It's a
How did
monumental moment. I'm just trying to be present right now.
How did you say it earlier that we were going to do?
They popped my cherry. They said, La Familia podcast. You heard it here first. They're my first.
You guys want another shot?
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Sure. Bro.
Damn, they're trying to get the tea out today, man.
Tell the viewers what you do, Bryson.
All
If
right,
they're
my,
not already familiar.
my spiel. So a lot of you guys probably aren't familiar, but my name is Bryson Keith, 24 years old. I'm from LA County. I would tell you the city, but I've been getting some weird DMs. We can get into that later. But I make videos on the internet, mostly TikTok and Instagram. I literally just showcase what I find interesting, and what's been resonating a lot with people is just my taste in music. Mainly 50s to like 90s has been kind of like my thing right now. But aside from that, the message that I really try to instill in people is to romanticize life and live as the main character, because myself especially, I feel like majority of my high school career definitely suffered a lot from like low confidence and stuff like that. So if I can remind somebody of a song that maybe they haven't heard of or they forgot about, that would help them enjoy their walk a little bit more around their house and kind of help with their mental health, that's literally why I'm doing what I'm doing.
And you said you started your like sophomore year in high school?
Just from freshman, honestly, 8th grade to like, I would say junior year was definitely a big struggle. I definitely was very easily influenced by people that were around me. I think I've always kind of struggled to fit in and kind of find that home away from home. And I just feel like I wasn't making decisions for myself. I was always doing something, but in the back of my head, wondering how would it affect somebody else. And at some point it's good, but I think at some point you really got to take your life by the reins and do stuff for you. Be a little bit selfish. I know a lot of people aren't for that, but I definitely think being selfish with your mental health is the most important thing.
Have you guys ever suffered from low confidence?
Yeah, I think everyone has.
Yeah. Nah, there's some pretty confident people out there.
That's good.
But I think that's the most like those
I
are the
think
people that suffer the
I think
most.
the adolescence phase, I think a lot of people do. They just don't really know that they were.
You seem like an old soul. Like, what do you think? Like, you've always been like that, or like?
I think I've been told my whole entire life that I have had an old soul. Like I said, I love music from the 50s, 60s. Big Elvis fan. There's just something about it. I don't know if it was because the influence I had with like my parents' taste in music. I give a lot of props to my uncle, because I remember I'm a 90s, 2000 kid. I got a laptop and we used to illegally stream movies on there. So he left me with like 30 movies, Goodfellas, all those movies. And a lot of them very dominated by like old music. So, I was on the LimeWire phase. I'll look up the song, I'll download it. And I didn't even know it was like an old song. I thought it was just a song. And I think that kind of just slowly built up my playlist. And, those are the songs that after I would drop off my friends, I'm playing that on my way home. And it's cool because like I always tell people, like, if something's interesting to you, it's interesting to somebody else. And thankfully I found a bunch of people that also share that feeling of being born in the wrong era. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I think that's kind of why I'm in my chair. This chair right now.
Did people judge you when you were younger about like your music taste?
Honestly, no, I never displayed it. It wasn't until recently, like my friend, like a couple of friends, they'll subtly throw in there. I was like, man, you know that song too? You know that song too? And then I started off the series with the 80s especially. And then I have like my friends hitting me up like, yo, I showed my dad your video. He loves it, man. Like I grew up listening to this music too. And I was like, man, like, why are we like only listening to the new stuff? Like, let's give some love to the old stuff too, and a lot of it kind of inspires the new, like Kanye specifically, he samples songs from like 60s, 70s. A lot of people, artists do. It's kind of cool.
Every song now is just a remake of
something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, nothing's really new. They're just remakes or remixes of like old stuff.
I mean, everything like art form related, movies, fucking clothes, everything. Like
it all
comes back.
Yeah,
cool.
I know a DJ. I know of a DJ that like he pulls samples from like opera and shit, and he makes beats.
Opera.
Yeah,
I'm not that far back. I was like, you got to share your playlist with me.
Like he'll speed it up and like it'll
it hits right.
It'll have like a tempo and like it sounds like a heartbeat. Like
there's a Playboy Cardi song that starts like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called What. If you guys are familiar,
Or like classical music.
it goes
too.
dun, na, 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 na.
Yeah.
Just drops the beat.
That's
Epic
just
song. Yeah.
That's tight.
I just did one recently. It's an artist, a UK artist, Bakar. This song was like Hell and Back, but he sampled the song from like 1967.
Damn.
And if like obviously I don't know what they do, but they layer it and speed it up, and
Yeah.
it's just so cool. You can have something, do a little bit more to it, and make it something brand new.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool just to give some props to where the originally came from. you know?
Yeah.
What,
Oh, go ahead.
what year or era do you wish you were born in then, or grew up in?
So I did the math on this, and I think I would have wanted to been born in like 1965, 1967. So I could have been like still have memories in the 70s, because 70s was amazing too, but be like a teen to like my late 20s in like the 80s.
Okay.
Kind of old enough to drink in the 80s. But all like the old heads that I talk to at the gym, they always tell me, man, like that was the time to be around.
Like
Like
the
gas was cheap. He was like, we would drive like an hour and a half just to go to a party.
Cocaine was fucking booming in the 80s.
And it was safe. Not safe, but it was safer.
They didn't
He
have
said
fentanyl?
the only way you would OD is if you
Crack.
actually took a
Yeah.
lot. Now it's obviously a little sketch, but personally, I'm not a drug person, but
Yeah.
they were saying that was the time to do it. You know what I mean?
80s is like what? I'm not hip. What's throw out some.
Dude, Don't Stop Believing.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
That's 80s right there. Like, could you imagine being off like some drugs and listening to that song? Like some, this is-
Stranger Things is like in the 80s, right?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what made it almost popular again. I
Oh,
want to say.
yeah, for
I know
sure.
people are gonna have feel some type of way about that, but I definitely think, especially with the younger generation, they're obsessed with Stranger Things. They just perfectly kind of capture that feel,
Yeah, they do.
Like,
Well, the
fashion, everything.
11 Millie Bobby Brown, she said like all the clothes is like legit from the 80s. Like,
Oh, they actually sourced it like vintage.
yeah,
like
all
that?
the clothes they wear, they have like the tags
Wow.
from like the 80s and shit.
Dude, I just wish it wasn't so expensive now, man. You go to these thrift
Oh,
stores, dude, man. You put the word vintage in front of anything, 3x the price now, man.
Yeah.
3 easily.
There's actually a decent store in Redlands.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's not that bad.
you gonna gatekeep it or not?
Nah, it's called Mintage. Shout out to Mintage. I go there. Because a lot of the shit in LA, Jesus Christ, dude. It's ridiculous.
Bro, they'll get like a regular Nike shirt and they'll be like, it's just vintage. And
Yeah.
it's like $100. And
Yo,
The tax is made in China.
If you
Yeah.
if you go on Urban Outfitters right now,
yeah,
they have
like
a vintage
Champion.
section. Nike hoodies are 200 plus. A tee is like 120 to 150. So
yeah,
That's
Champion,
insane.
Reebok, who else do they be fucking? Fila, like all those, the vintage, like they run it up, bro. I mean, they smart for them. Like
yeah, especially since people are coming to LA
yeah.
for like fashion. But yeah, I mean, there's one in Redlands called Mintage. I would go. It's not that bad. They have tees anywhere from like 20 to 50.
No, but the
That's
80s,
solid.
the 80s seem dope to like be like this age, like the age we are, and be like in the 80s. That'd be cool.
That was
Because
it.
the drug of the 80s is what? Crack?
Yeah, that's
Is it
like crack and shit.
I don't know.
No, it is
What
crack
is?
cocaine. Yeah, crack rock.
Yeah, that was-
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that shit, but
I know my mom's be watching this.
Now that-
never.
Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
like drugs influence music and
Heavily.
the genre
yeah.
so much. Like
Heavily.
lean
Oh,
was
and
all that future era.
the trip out drugs too, like LSD and all that
Yeah,
shit.
that was the 70s, right?
well, Bob Marley's whole shit's weed and shit.
Weed.
He's fucking
The
Yeah.
Beatles, LSD.
yeah.
What
So without
else?
drugs, we wouldn't have this kind of music.
Wow.
Shout out to drugs.
Right? Maybe there's a positive in anything, right?
Yeah. A little bit of balance. With that being said, cheers, guys. The second shot.
Salud.
Before we start, salud,
Salud.
salud.
Pleasure,
Bryson,
guys.
thanks for being here.
Thanks
Salute.
for being here.
Shoot.
I hate taking shots.
I'm happy we popped your cherry though.
Can we acknowledge you guys are taking this without a chase? That's crazy.
So, speaking of music, best decade.
Wait, hold on. I got a quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Fuck.
All right, God, I'm not the only one.
It went down the wrong hole.
That's what she said.
The Breakfast Club is the 80s, right?
That's the 80s
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Man.
Great movie.
That's
Great movie.
Yeah,
film.
somebody told me like they listened to 80s, and I went to their house like to jail and shit. Like, and I knew a lot of those songs.
Right?
But yeah. I
It's
don't
like-
know. Like, I can't name any off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's
but
like you don't know them, but if you hear it, you're
If you hear it, you know, like,
Yeah,
okay, that's a
you're like,
familiar
ooh.
song.
yeah, and she's like playing shit, and then I was just like, damn, like this is 80s, and she was like, yeah, like, I was like, oh, that's time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
E.T., I don't know if you guys, that was my favorite movie growing up. And then it wasn't until like, I don't say recent, but I looked up the year that it came out, like 1984 or something like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I thought
but
that
like
shit
you
came
know,
out,
it
like,
was
in
kind
the
of recent
90s.
too because they had
Yeah.
that ride at Universal Studios
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
so
I remember
long.
that shit.
Yeah, that ride was goated, man.
Well, speaking of music, what's the best decade of music in your opinion?
Oh gosh, honestly, that's a tough one. If I can cheat, I would say like 1975 to like 1985.
Okay.
Just have a little bit of both. But honestly, I think I just have phases.
Gun to your head, you have to pick one.
I have to pick one. Dude, I'm a big Bon Jovi fan, but I'm also Queen. But Queen was kind of in the 80s too. I'm gonna say 80s.
80s.
There's something about it. It's like you still get those instruments playing like back in the day,
Yeah.
but then they also did kind of experiment with like the new wave and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But so you get a little bit of both, and you can't deny that Rocky playlist. You know, you listen to that when you're working out, right?
The Rocky?
The
Oh,
Rocky
yeah.
playlist. Rocky's 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But there's just something about it. I think I could. I don't say get more done. I think it applies to like you can play
To
at a
your life.
party. You can work out to it. There's just something about the 80s.
It's a cool, like that one song, not to keep bringing back Stranger Things, but that's like the only 80s thing I know. But that one song that like went viral with
Kate Bush.
yeah.
And she didn't even get the love back. I think she hit records after it came out.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really a
Damn.
popping song like that.
As soon as that episode dropped where she's fucking
Yeah,
levitating
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
everybody was bumping that, like posting on their IG story that song.
So
That's a good song.
actually, talking about that, I did a TikTok way back when the last season came out, and they actually hit me up on my Instagram. Like,
Stranger Things?
Yeah. I didn't believe it. I saw it. I was like, dude, 22 million followers. So they were asking my permission to use that video on like a fan appreciation post that they were going to do.
Okay.
So I was like, dude, take whatever you want, man. Dude, don't even tag me.
You want
Just
my
use
passwords?
it. I was like, dude, what do you want? Social? You can take it.
And
And then they never responded and they never used it. So I was like,
Oh.
damn. But I got the screenshot. I got the screenshot still.
that's all, and they were in your DM. That's all. that matters.
They slid in. They slid in the DMs.
Yeah,
But Stranger Things, you know, ever need another
Next
background
season.
actor, you know,
Yeah.
we got 4 guys right here.
Damn, you
Next
gotta you gotta get a cameo in the last season.
Just
Even if you're just like a body, like a dead body on the ground or something.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
We're leaving him on red.
I'm down.
That'd be
Yeah.
dope.
As long
Yeah.
as my name's in the credits at the end, I'm with it. As long as I can show the highness of the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Did
You be
you
guy
put-
number 3, though?
Guy number 3, Bryson Keith.
Do people know that happened? Or is this-
I told every single girl that I ever talked to.
That's your opening line?
Let anyone know.
He leads in was like, yeah, I was almost on Stranger Things.
I was almost, man.
I was almost on the last season of Stranger Things.
They saw something in me.
They saw the 80s in me. What about you guys? Best decade of music, in your opinion?
I mean, I'm not that like old. Well, not like, but you know, like
Neither is he.
Well, like
Yeah, I
I
get
don't. Obviously, we know like a few songs every now and then, but
Well, I mean, we could account for at least the 90s, the 2000s.
Yeah.
2000s had a bunch of hits.
So
yeah,
what-
2000s. I know that's the popular period. Where, oh my god, I love early 2000s R&B and shit.
Mhm.
And then they don't like 3 songs and shit. But fucking yeah, I would say like I like our decade, except for maybe now what it's turning into.
Okay.
But
So
I would
2010s.
say early 2000s, 2010s. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys ever? Oh, I should answer first. I'll say it after. I don't know. It just depends, like with the genre of the music. Like if if it was rap, I might say like 2000s. If it was like reggaeton, I would say like 20 to 2010s.
Mhm.
But corridos, I would say like in the 90s. That shit
Okay.
was
90s
that shit was
corridos.
popping. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the corridos part. And then if overall, I'm going to go with 2000s.
I don't know what they put in that 2000s music,
Yeah.
but you put that at a party,
Yeah.
everyone's getting
The-
ass
Yeah,
thrown.
like
There's something about
the
that 50 Cent.
bro.
like,
Oh my god!
I don't know if there's anything that can
In
really
the
top
club.
that feeling that to this day, if I played songs like from
Mhm.
50 Cent's catalog, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time.
It's because he's bulletproof, dog. Like, this is-
I think it's because I know that shit's real.
yeah.
Like,
you
I
got-
feel like,
yeah.
and the way he says it, I believe him. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, oh, this is.
What's the movie
This is
that he
me.
came out with? What was it called? Where he
Get
was-
Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, that movie's hard.
Yeah,
and,
it was
and a
good.
video game.
Get with the video.
Oh, the
Yeah,
fight.
50 Cent
fight-
Bulletproof.
We talked about it a few times. Great video game. Great video game.
Yeah,
Very violent.
great. There's like they should make some. I think someone made a petition that they need to like re-release it
Oh, they should.
on like to the newer.
Wait, what is the
con.
game? Like you be like a
It's like
PRP or
GTA.
what?
It's just
No,
like
Xbox.
It was on Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's just like him, like it's like a GTA. I don't know what type of game that is.
RPG, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Real person gaming.
Open world action, probably.
like
yeah.
you're him. You're doing like fucking
Like
missions,
Sims a little
beating
bit.
up people, killing people.
Sims and GTA.
But what was I gonna say?
Shit was probably.
It wasn't on the Wii.
You don't
No
you
shot.
don't go past like the 50s.
I just haven't tried
Or
it.
is music
you know.
not like back then?
40?
past the 50s?
I probably could, but
Because low key, going back to like living, I feel like the 20s would have been crazy, like with prohibition and shit, like
yeah.
going into like
The
how
those are the-
speakeasies were invented.
That's the Roaring 20s, right?
Roaring 20s. Yep.
Yeah.
Great Gatsby.
But the 20s like suck.
Could you still own a slave though?
Definitely
We're
not.
Mexican, but we don't know these things.
That would be dope, just because like for that, just because like alcohol was banned, everyone was
Dude,
doing
the
like crazy shit to
prohibition.
like get it, and then
Yeah.
but then obviously like the Great Depression was after that. All right, we're doing too much history, but like
It's okay.
Great Gatsby, watch it.
Yeah. So music before the 50s. You don't dabble in it?
Not too much, to be
Is it
honest.
just not good? Give me an opinion on it.
Music before the 50s?
is there?
I
even
mean,
anyone
I
from the
listen, honestly, if you
before the
check, like no
50s?
cap, if you check my workout playlist,
Yeah.
I have some Mozart in there.
Okay.
Something about that
Damn.
music makes me
Yeah.
feel like a villain in a way, like
Gotcha.
That's
a
40s?
villain origin story. Something about it, but I don't catch myself listening too much before the 50s. I want to say,
I feel like before the 50s, that music is good for like we're studying, you know?
yeah, like focus music,
Yeah.
background music, but
Not the gym, you know?
I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
think, I think like I said, I would say my limit. I would listen to it too, but
Yeah.
that Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra era, like the Rat Pack era, like it just changed the game. Elvis, obviously, but
When
Did you watch
What year was that?
Elvis?
That-
He was born 1930 something. He was popping like in the 50s, 60s, and then he died in the 70s. He had a really short career. Did you guys watch the Elvis movie?
I was just about to ask you that.
I watched that. I watched
did.
it 4 or 5 times in theaters. That movie rewired my brain.
And you liked
Wow, I hated that
You
movie.
hate it?
I think it's one of the worst movies ever made.
No way.
it?
It was the same director as Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and it's shit.
Damn.
And I'm into film. I'm into like cinema and shit. And I like to deconstruct films and like to watch it for the art, right? You
You
know,
know, like the King.
not to sound too
Just say you
uppity.
watch
What was wrong
porn,
with
though.
it? What didn't you like?
It was the cheesiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
What do you know? Cheesy. It was real.
Just because it was the acting itself was super cheesy.
You
What's
like
his
Austin
face?
Butler? My boy,
Oh my
my
god,
boy.
no! And especially Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, I think, was probably the worst in the entire movie.
Who was Tom Hanks? He was Elvis.
No, he's the manager.
Oh,
He was the Colonel, baby, the snowman.
And the
That's how they were
Austin
talking?
Bright. What's his
Austin
name?
Butler. Austin Butler.
Oh, fucking terrible too.
Really?
The entire movie, Bryson, I sat there
Feel like
for
you're hurting
15
his
minutes.
heart, man.
right? 5 minutes in, I said, okay, this is probably the worst movie I've ever seen. And I said, you know what? Let me give it like another 15.
Mm.
So I watched 20 minutes in. I said, wow, no way. This is, I think, the worst movie. Because some movies are bad, but bad good. Like, okay, this is like hilariously bad. This was just bad, but they're trying to be super good. And I hated it. I couldn't stand it.
All right, guys, this is a segment of a top 10 horrible takes.
Just kidding.
What do you like about the movie?
I
I feel like you
opposite.
just
I
love the
like Austin
story.
Butler. I do think Tom Hanks put too much of an accent. If you go back and watch interviews of the
Talk about
Colonel,
accents.
he doesn't have that because he lived in the U.S. majority of his life. I think they say he was from where was he? He was like Danish or whatever, but he didn't really have that accent like that. I think Tom Hanks kind of put a little too much of a spin on there. But I personally liked it. I like the fast paced kind of like let me see everything. The only thing that I didn't like, this is the hot take right now. I don't like how they.
There's nothing
I don't
to
like
say
how they
about-
sprinkled Doja Cat on it. I love Doja Cat, but that was the only modern song in that whole entire movie.
Yeah.
Everything else was from
what song
the
was it?
50s, 60s, 70s, and they're like, let me get a little Doja Cat in there.
What song was it?
She did Hound Dog. And I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
she remade like a
No,
song.
I'd say like the newer version for the film, which is great, but like I think it would have been cool just to have it as like a separate playlist. I don't see the point of having the movie because nothing else was kind of
Because it
modern
doesn't
about
fit
it.
in the movie. Because
Yeah.
the movie's like time period
Yeah, but
piece.
But like I think Baz Luhrmann did a good job on The Great Gatsby. How he put like Jay-Z on that.
Mhm.
It was cool because it was kind of throughout the film, kind of
Yeah.
like more modern twist on it. That was just weird. Just a little Doja Cat in there. That was
Kind of random.
a little random. But
Yeah, I'm surprised you like. I've talked to a lot of people about that movie. By the way, this is not the person I've talked to a lot of people who I believe like love film as well, and they have all said that is one of the worst things they've ever seen.
what's the age demographic of it?
How old are they?
Yeah.
Older than me, and I'm 27.
27?
I don't know. Everyone, because no one my age or lower, honestly, is into movies.
Yeah. that's
Honestly,
the
like
thing.
25, I would say is the cap that I can actually talk to you about like
Mhm.
films. Like even my grandma just like, hey, this movie, like, should we watch? She's like, is it in black and white? I'm like, no. And it's from the 80s or 90s.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
That's
know what I mean?
true.
So like,
Whenever you go to the movies, you hardly ever see like a pack of kids there.
yeah.
Little Mermaid, I guess. But
And how many kids do you know are going back?
I mean, like
I wanna
kids
watch The
like
Godfather,
19.
like-
kind of
like,
okay.
I feel like people go on dates, but like they don't even watch the movie.
Yeah.
That's
They're
what
just
saying.
there,
That's
like-
why they're doing so many remakes, like
Yeah.
Top Gun, like Mission
I don't like
Impossible.
So nobody even's
You like
watching
Top
it.
Gun?
No, great. I just don't like the remakes.
Oh, okay. I
think-
think I
I think it's
I
getting
understand
old.
why they're doing it, because the only people are going are like I said, a couple generations above
Yeah.
us, so they have to appeal to them.
It's because it makes sense financially.
But I do think Top Gun kind of steered it up a little bit. I think a lot of, especially people our age, I think really kind of resonated with that movie and
I
kind of
don't
got them
watch it.
excited about it again. But now they kind of have to follow up with it.
I heard it was a good movie, but
Top Gun was great.
It's amazing.
I took my dad to watch it, and he told me he remembers watching the first Top Gun in high school in theaters. And you know what, the old heads like that, they're very, very picky about the remakes. He was like, honestly, I think that second one, the sequel, was better than the first one.
Yeah, That's what everyone I've talked to is in the same like older than me, and
Mhm.
like anywhere from like 30 to up. They all said I think that might actually be better than the original, and they couldn't believe it. They could not believe that the remake, or not the remake, but the sequel was actually better.
I don't know what they're cooking in Tom
Yeah.
Cruise's Scientology religion, but they know what they're doing. Man.
Yeah,
I'm a hype for Mission Impossible, even though it's like the part 2 of whatever.
I didn't even know. What
There's like
coming
9
out.
of them.
Yeah, bro.
But you know that's going to be good. It has to be.
I think I've seen the first one. That was
have you guys ever seen the Oceans 11,
Yeah.
12, 17,
Yeah, I
whatever
haven't
number?
watched
I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
and
Are they
then
still
they
bangers
remade it
or
with
no?
like all the girls.
No, I don't think they're making them anymore.
No.
I think they just made an all girls one, didn't they?
Yeah,
A few
that's what I
years
said.
ago.
They remade it with like all the girls.
Yeah.
What did they call that one?
I forgot. I think it was just called the Ocean. No, it was just the number. I forgot what it's called.
Well, did you have a question to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you were just saying.
Gotcha. But yeah,
No, not a fan of Elvis.
Wait,
I'm
so
a-
you're into like the music? You're also into like the movies, the whole culture, or just mainly the music?
Man, like something about the 80s and like honestly, just looking at those neon lights behind you just kind of gives me that vibe, man. Like I
Okay.
wish I would have been a teen getting excited to go to the mall. Like, have you been to the mall recently? There's nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know.
Nothing.
It's depressing.
man. I don't know. Like, it has to be a front. Like they have to be doing
The
some
pretzels
underground
are
like
nice.
money laundering. Like, do you see it popping anymore? I don't see it.
no,
personally.
I just went the other day for it. I just go to one store,
And you're
I
like,
leave.
why am I here? Like, let me get this on
Yeah,
Amazon.
it's just depressing. It's just sad, and
But imagine going there and being excited to hang out with your friends, go to the food court and stuff. I think we
Yeah.
kind of got a little bit of that, but I don't think it was to the level of what they were experiencing back
Yeah.
then.
No, I don't want to go to like In and Out in like the 80s.
Oh, you know what sounds bomb? Like back in the day, like a milkshake.
Like
at-
a milkshake from Pulp
at a-
Fiction?
like at a diner.
like a legit one.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
yeah.
love diners.
Yeah,
They call them I think that like they're like handmade
hand spun,
or whatever. The fuck.
handshaking,
or
something.
handshake, whatever. That shit sounds fire.
Yeah,
That's some handshake.
can't find that
stuff,
anymore.
too.
Everything's
Yeah,
Awesome.
go on a little date with a little.
that was
I just- I just caught that. Yeah. I listened to it, but I didn't listen to it the first time. My mind caught up.
Get killed by the Zodiac killer on your dates.
Right. But like that was crazy time. Like people were really
That's
doing
super
murders
exciting.
and
yeah.
getting away with that.
This is gonna sound fucked up, but like the part about the old times that I would miss is like the murdering aspect.
What?
Like,
The
like
Ted
the,
Bundy.
not that I would want to commit murders.
But not the racism, right?
Definitely not the murder. No, of course not. But like the aspect of like who did it. But anytime you hear about something now, you're like, they're gonna find him.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like they're gonna find you 100.
Well, it's like the-
99, not 9 out of 10 times they will find you, and that's why it's like they're gonna find him. And back then it's
And they'll
shit.
find them within like a year, I wouldn't want to say.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like, it can go 10 years, man.
there's
Fucking-
cold cases 50 years
Yeah.
ago.
It's like that whole DB Cooper
Yeah, I was
shit.
gonna say that.
Yeah. Supposedly, I don't know if you guys ever saw
He got
that
away.
interview with, I think, what's his name? Kale Sonnen? the
Who?
UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Or Chael Sonnen.
Oh,
Whatever the
Chael
fuck
Sonnen,
his name
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And supposedly, like that was his godfather.
I think
Or
he's
his sister's godfather.
I think he's trolling, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I believe him, though.
Yeah.
I believe him.
A little part of me believes him, but I think he's trolling.
He had little like anecdotes there.
Yeah.
Like, I believe this guy because he
That-
was saying like everyone was saying like he was white,
Yeah.
but they sketched him out like as a white guy.
Mm.
But like supposedly Chael said that like he was Indian, right?
I can believe.
I don't know if
that's-
I watched it, but I honestly don't
I think it was Indian. So he was a darker like guy, and he even said like if you go back to the interviews like with the people that were actually on the plane, they all said like he was dark skinned, and they all assumed like he was Mexican, but he was actually Indian.
Mm.
So it was pretty like he convinced me.
Yeah. I mean, someone knew him. Whoever
Yeah.
DB Cooper was or is,
Yeah.
someone knew him. So, I mean, it wouldn't be the biggest shock, but I think he's trolling. He's a bit of a troll,
he
So
is. But
So that's why I think he might be.
he also said he was a bank robber. So
Yeah. And then, I don't know. He's just,
I feel like he was getting technical with that one. But yeah,
yeah. You
Yeah.
were going to say something? And you said you'll say it later
oh,
a second ago? Do you don't remember?
Nah.
Okay. No worries. No worries. We always do that, He's like, we'll save that for later. And then when we revisit that, and I'm like, I always forget. Give me an unpopular music opinion. I gave you my unpopular movie opinion, apparently. So give me one unpopular music opinion.
I don't like the auto tune, man. I know there's a lot of Travis Scott fans, but why is so much of that? Like, I want to hear his actual voice.
Mhm.
That's the only unpopular one. I'm not trying to get canceled over this, but
Nah,
it's a
let's get
little,
you
little
canceled
too
over
much
this.
for me. I don't know, but that's the only I think beef I have with that. I was like, I mean, I feel like a lot of the singers back in the day eventually would progress and get better.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like having that much auto tune's cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to say, I'm not saying it's like I'm not say deal breaker, but I don't know. Just something about it. Maybe it got to grow on me a little bit more, but I think it's a little bit of a.
I think autotune made everyone sound the same.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if I listen to an artist, so-and-so that you give me, I go, okay, cool. And then if you give me another artist that's from this new era or whatever you want to call it, sound the same. And then they all pretty much sound the same. They all have their voice incredibly auto-tuned. And then I'm just like, well, they're pretty much making the same shit then. There's no differentiation between like their style. It all sounds the same to me. And I feel like, even when I say that, I feel like I sound like kind of like an old person, but it's true. Like, I like to find the uniqueness in like music and your voice and artists. But at this point, anytime there was an era in SoundCloud rap where artists did sound different and they had different, like, even though it was all categorized as SoundCloud rap, they had like their unique sound, and a lot of them didn't use as much autotune. But now, for example, if I'm on Twitter, right, and how people in the comments will go listen to my new song. Every single person who's trying to get someone to notice them, all this shit is super autotuned. Like, no one has ever sounded different. Like, they all sound the same. Yeah. Unpopular music opinion?
I can't think of one.
I would say mine would be that people at social media like influence their music taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a way where like it's not positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's the thing about social media too, the overplaying of songs. When a song gets really good and it's like overplayed, like it's in like backgrounds and like, everything that you would think of, like reels and etc. Right. And I feel like it just affects it like in a negative way. Like, cause like you go on the comments and like usually the comments are usually filled with people that don't like the song.
Yeah.
And then like the likes obviously are people that fuck with the song. And I feel like people get influenced too much by like what social media is like really listening to. Cause like they'll stick on like I don't like the whole Logic shit. I feel like if you really listen to his music, I think like he's above average. I'm not gonna say he's like super great, but I think like his music is good most of the time. And like I feel like the way he portrays himself, like the whole like meme about him always saying like he's half
Biracial?
black and shit. Yeah. But I feel like people like, like they kind of catch on to that. Like they'll see like other people hating and they're kind of like on the fence about it. like, you know, if they see this, like in the comments, like they're gonna go to that side, and they don't really get to appreciate like the music. And that's why like Peso Pluma like gets hate, you know, Fuerza Regida gets hate.
Yeah.
And all these other artists also get that shit. So.
Now, 100%. Even when I do like videos on like the series and it's like a popping TikTok song, like specifically the Elton John one that was on the Ant-Man trailer, I did that song. Everyone was like, "Oh, TikTok ruined this song. It's overplayed." I was like, just don't listen to it.
Yeah,
skip
like,
the video.
I don't feel like that though. Like even like if it's overplayed, like on the reel, like if I hear it, I won't listen to like I won't even watch the reel, but I'll still listen to the song.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna let social media like
exactly,
you know, dictate what I'm gonna like or what gets played when, you know, when I'm not really wanting it to get played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole, like I remember the song that was really overplayed was the Bebe Dame by Fuerza Regida. And I remember I was in the car with somebody and I played the song and they were like, "Oh, like I hate the song. They play it all the time." And I'm just like, "Oh, like it's a great fucking song, but shit, just the fucking internet ruined that shit."
I think some people don't like radio music because they say like everything gets played multiple times within a 1 hour span. I was like, bro, there's how many radio stations? Just switch the station. You know what I mean? Like, it's a solution to your problem is right there. Yeah. Like, the song is good. You just listen to it.
Yeah, like I said, you're right. There's a solution. Like, if a reel comes up with that fucking song, just skip it, bro.
Yeah.
You could put like the or you could don't show this feed. Don't show like the start.
Yeah. Not interested.
Yeah. Don't do it on my videos.
Don't control me too much.
I think my unpopular music opinion is I just don't understand like the hype for Taylor Swift.
Ooh, that's ooh, man. You ready for the Swifties to come after you?
If they ever watch this, sure. But
I feel like that.
I think she's good, by the way. I think she's good. It's just I've never heard a song by her, and it's made me feel the way other music made me feel. So that's why I've never understood the hype.
I like her country era. I think she was really good at singing country, and then she went more into pop. But I don't know. I think she does pretty good shows, right? Did she have Ice Spice, or was that like an edit?
They were on they're on the Barbie soundtrack. They have like a song together, I think, on the Barbie soundtrack.
Okay.
So I think she brought her out at like one of her shows.
Okay.
That's a good look for
who the fuck was gonna drop, and they said that they weren't gonna drop because they were gonna let Taylor Swift drop because she recently dropped something, no? Like an album or something?
T Swift?
Yeah.
I thought the last album was last year.
I would purposely not avoid dropping some at the same time as her.
I think it was like Moneybag Yo or Yo Gotti. I forgot who the fuck it was.
I don't know. I can't.
She recently dropped something from what I remember. And
there was
he said like he wasn't gonna drop because
of T Swift.
Yeah.
There was the
and it was like the most random, like thugged out. Like, what the fuck?
They had a picture of like I don't know if it's like from the music video or from that Barbie song, but it's like Taylor Swift and Ice Spice like facing each other. And then like everyone just made like obviously like they know that whoever took that picture know they were gonna meme the fuck out of like that.
Yeah.
And then they were just saying like you know, fucking
whoa.
How Taylor Swift just goes like straight down. And
yeah. Well, I actually want to show you a
Ice Spice goes like.
Let me see.
When did she start popping Ice Spice?
Like
recently, right?
Last year.
Fourth quarter last year.
Fourth quarter last year.
The whole.
She went LeBron mode game 7. But took over TikTok.
Let's see.
She grew on me definitely. When I first heard her stuff, I wasn't a big fan, but I think just listening to it over and over, eventually kind of was like, I could nod my head to this, you know? Like,
yeah.
That was cool. Who do you think has like the loudest, not loudest, but like the most, I guess, who's it? Like their voice, when you hear them, you know it's like them. Because he said everyone sounds kind of the same.
Oh,
who do you think
like
has their own voice still?
Distinguishing?
Yeah, distinguished voice, yeah.
I think Peso Pluma for sure. I know that's like the
you didn't hear
thing right now, but him for sure.
I would say
Chalino.
like fuck, I don't even know.
Hold on, so we were talking about Taylor Swift. They posted a thing on Twitter about if Taylor Swift was like thick, it'd be over for everybody. And
I'll
see
swipe right. I'd swipe right.
I can see it.
Fuck, I cannot see.
Oh shit. I'll send it to the group chat, but she looks crazy like that. Good luck.
But it's crazy. She's been in this scene forever.
She's a real
like
snowball.
she's still like
Mid-2000s.
number one within her fam. Like,
Well, she came out when she was like young.
yeah, like
like
to have
16.
that type of like Like that's like Drake type status right there.
Yeah.
Like Drake's
no,
never
she's
fallen
up
off,
there.
for sure.
Like her, Drake, Beyonce, they're like in their own little category.
That's something else. I don't know what they're doing, but
Is there any music artist that is super popular but you just don't understand the hype for?
ooh. Honestly, I would like to answer, but like I feel
You don't
No,
get canceled.
what do you mean?
no, not even that. I was just like I feel like just with the series, I listen to a lot of the old stuff, and not as much of the new stuff as I should. But I don't know.
Anyone older? Anyone in the older?
I didn't understand the hype for.
You didn't fuck with
You
the,
wouldn't
the
say
Jackson 5?
You wouldn't say Travis Scott since you say you don't really like the auto-tune?
Nah, I think he has like a unique way to get the crowd hype. Obviously, we've seen that, like RIP to those people. But like he really does have like a certain type of like sound in his music where like you can listen to that and it's gonna go like it's, you know.
No, I love Travis Scott. I think all 3 of his albums are fucking.
But I wouldn't say
Great.
he's overhyped because I understand it. Like, I don't know. Is he like a good performer? Obviously, with that, probably I don't know.
He's a good performer.
You think he's gonna come back? Like,
Oh,
He
he's
is.
bro. He's gonna drop like this month, and that's just
no, like is
crazy.
he gonna go like to do something like that again?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
he
Like-
has to.
like another what is
He
it?
can't
Another
afford not
show?
to.
Astro World.
Yeah, of course.
Another Astro World. I don't know about another Astro World, but he's for
I don't
sure
think
gonna
anytime
perform.
soon.
He
again.
will. He will.
You think
He's
so?
already performed.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
He will. 100%. He can't afford not to. The,
But
amount of money he makes on a tour, I'm sure it has to be insane. Like, there's no way he's not going to tour. So no one? No?
I don't know. No one comes to my mind. That's
Well, if you
overhyped.
can't, you guys?
I can't think of. I mean, if you throw someone at me, maybe I'll agree. But off the top, I can't think of anyone.
Okay. Heck.
From the big artists, I usually like a few songs.
I'm a horrible critic.
I
I
would
feel I'm like some.
say
I can see that after your Elvis opinion. I can see
I'm
that.
gonna find some, man.
I'll be honest.
The only bad movie I've seen was Morbius, bro. That's the only one. But
I still haven't seen that.
I don't
'cause
watch
everyone
it.
said it
I
was
saw the
awesome.
reviews and I was like, I'm not even
don't
going to take
watch
the
that
time.
movie, man. Do not.
Yeah.
But any
Damn, is that bad?
Bro, I give every movie at least like a 7. That movie,
You're like me, bro. I tip every waitress. You have to be super bad for me not to tip you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta like slap my girl or something. You gotta slap my mom or like for me not to tip. Even then, you might get like 5%. No, just-
oh, I guess I'm just not a fan of his music, but I would say NBA YoungBoy.
oh, I would say that too.
I agree.
But I think that's more for like the younger gen.
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I
Like,
think that he's like their version of our Chief Keef.
yeah,
Where like we listen. Well, I fuck with Chief Keef heavy, even to
Yeah.
this day. And I remember playing that like in front of my parents and like anyone older, and they were like, "What is this?" And I feel like that's what NBA YoungBoy is to me now. Where I hear that shit, I'm like, I don't get that shit.
but
But
the memes are funny.
yeah, like
Nah, it's,
NBA YoungBoy fans.
I realized like back then when I was like, when I don't know what era it was, but when the old heads were saying like rap is whack now, and I'd be like, nah, dude, rap's good. And now I'm at the point where like, nah, rap is whack. Like I hate all the new artists. I hate all the new artists. I don't
Yeah.
even listen to that shit no more.
Can you even name a new artist in rap?
Baby Keem, he's not even new. He's been around for a few years. I mean,
He's been
you
out
can
for
still-
like 3-4 years.
You can still say he's new because he only has like one album.
New-ish.
Well, he has
He has 3
few-
projects.
Yeah. But that's really though him and Don Toliver, like the new acts that like and they're not even new.
R.I.P. Pop Smoke. He was one of the
gonna
new
be
ones.
Cool. He was gonna be good.
Yeah, but he
And then like
R.I.P.
they ruined it with his all dropping all these songs after he died. Like,
Yeah. Juice WRLD. That's kind of. I feel like that's still a little bit.
yeah,
Was it?
I feel like that was the bridge between like the
Yeah.
Uzi to like the.
Yeah.
But like new rap, I don't like any new rap, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't like NBA YoungBoy, Lil Durk. I don't like any Lil Durk song.
I like old Lil Durk. To be honest, I don't like any.
Well, like
Lil Durk.
what older? Like 2017.
20. No, I'm talking like back in Chief Keef era, like 2012, 2013. That's when I listened to like Fado Santana, Lil Durk, Chief, like that whole O Block shit, Lamron. I listened to all of them, and yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't.
I
Like,
haven't even listened to a new album by Lil Durk.
Yeah,
I haven't either.
I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. To be
He
honest,
dropped, no?
Yeah,
He did.
last week. I listened to
Yeah.
J. Cole song. J. Cole song's cool, but I haven't replayed it. Like I listened to it once, I thought it's cool. And
Yeah.
I just never went back to like play it again.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just hate rap right now.
Yeah.
Like no one. I'm only excited for like the people that we like grew up on to drop.
that we already are established like fan base wise.
Yeah, like when Travis drops like this month, the next one, I'm excited for that. If J. Cole drops this year again. But outside of that, I don't really care for like anyone else.
Yeah.
Who would you go see in concert right now?
From rap?
Or for
Or just in general?
From rap, the people, J. Cole, Drake, Travis. I'd go to a Baby Keem show just because he looks. He gives a good show. From his videos, he looks like he gives a good show. That's about it from rap.
Heck. Or anyone you'd go to see in person?
Probably not.
Not at all.
Nobody.
So we got it at home. I don't need
I've
to
always
go.
said I want to go see The Weeknd in person.
Oh yeah, I said The Weeknd.
Either The Weeknd or Rao, or if not, probably those two. I think those are the only two that I'm somewhat interested in.
No, I haven't seen The Weeknd.
I saw Maluma last year at Baja Fest. I think I would go see another concert from him.
Really, bro?
That's
He was
cool.
right here like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was at the Yamava.
Luis Miguel's going to be over here in Ontario. A little throwback right there. Go see someone's mom over there.
No, I went to what was I gonna say? Fucking yeah, but rap suck. You like R&B?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like...
Nah, you don't like.
I know.
Like,
He was
honestly-
waiting to say something like
Honestly, I gotta give props to my homies because they keep me in within the new stuff. So whatever they play in the car, I'll vibe with it. Shout out to my homie Dante. He has probably for the newer stuff, he keeps me in the loop of what's going on. So whatever he plays, I'm gonna vibe with it. I don't think he's put on a bad song that I could remember. But other than that, I'm doing my due diligence, what's going on in the 70s, 80s, that's kind of
No 2000s R&B standouts to you?
Oh, shoot. I definitely have a 2000s playlist, but I'm the worst with names, man. You got to put some on. What's that one?
You gotta listen to it to know.
Was it Bump Bump? That's R&B, right?
That's B2K.
B2K, that's the one. Just stuff like that type of vibe. Lloyd,
Yeah.
Damn, Lloyd, you?
yeah,
That's
right
a
now.
classic.
Man.
What's the other one? Not
With
you.
Ashanti, the fucking.
Fuck, I'm so bad with names.
It's
sometimes.
Southside. Or you're talking about Get It Shawty.
Both, but I'm hearing it in my head, but I can't tell you the name of the songs. But yeah, Lloyd, damn, what happened to that guy, man? He signed a Young Money and
He
just
was like a
fucking
one hit,
fell
a
off.
few hit wonder.
What happened to Akon?
or Omarion.
No, Akon had a great run.
No, where's he at now? I'm saying
Well, that means
he's
Fixed in Africa.
yeah,
the run sooner or later, the run's gonna pass you. Only the greats can stay forever.
I'm surprised he hasn't came back yet. But I guess he's doing political work over there now.
Yeah, he's in Africa doing
Well, he's building
cities.
fucking Wakanda.
It's he's making electricity.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man.
But even if Akon were to drop an album, I wouldn't listen to that shit.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I wouldn't.
Not
No.
now, no.
I wouldn't listen to it right now. I just feel like his time is gone, and I want to listen to it. And then if your new shit drop, I'm be like, yo, what the fuck?
What's the best song of no? What's the best R&B song of the 2000s?
I have a playlist. Let me check it out. Let me
Because I
check
got
it
some
out.
contenders.
People are gonna be like, why are these guys talking about it? They don't know what fucking
The Icebox
Mexicans
song?
talking about.
The Icebox? Icebox.
That's not even
Used
top
to-
10 R&B songs.
It's a going to me though. It's in my top 10.
Do you want to say my favorite or the best? What I think is the best? Because that's two different.
Give me both. What's the best one and what's your favorite? Your personal favorite?
Best. Ooh.
Heck, are you?
I would say best is either Usher My Boo or Usher Confessions.
So it has to be an Usher's.
Oh,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
What's that song called? The one by Ja Rule and is
And
Ashanti?
Ashanti? Mesmerize?
Oh yeah, I would say
Okay.
that one.
I would say my favorite.
Look at that face he's making.
That's a hard one, dude. Favorite, I would probably say.
I'm not qualified to even answer what I said, man.
I'm big into 2000s rap R&B, but the ones I say, as you just saw, Icebox, is not going to be the mass.
Some people
With
might.
the
No,
masses.
no one would say that actually.
Yeah, no one would say that. I think that's just a personal favorite. Damn, what's going on?
Fuck.
That's a tough
My
one.
favorite.
Your favorite. Your personal favorite.
Like,
What do you
I would
play
have
in
to
the?
know this song word for word. I'm trying to look at all of my songs. Then I can't say.
You can't?
Nah, I can't think. There's so many. Like Let Me Love You, Mario, Miss Independent, Neo.
Damn, those are
Fucking Because of You, Neo.
Miss Independent.
Bartender, T-Pain. Make Me Better, Fabulous.
Oh, that's a fucking heater.
Fucking Trey Songz, Can't Help But Wait.
God damn.
Chris Brown, Take You Down. Chris Brown, Say Goodbye.
Man,
Chris Brown, With You.
Yo, excuse me, miss. Say goodbye.
Yeah, excuse me, miss. T-Pain, Can't Believe It.
Jesus. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't say.
Honestly, I think mine is Slow Down, Bobby V.
Oh yeah, I have
Something about
that's
that
a great,
song.
That's a
I
great.
just remember bumping that. Going
That's
to
actually the
bars.
first song I have on my playlist. That's the first one.
That's
I
the
added.
one?
Really?
That's the first one I put in this way. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys didn't watch that 106 in Park?
Oh fucking damn! I can't. My favorite. I already got it. Where is she? It's right here. Ashanti. If I ain't got you. I mean, not Ashanti. Alicia Keys. Fucking blurt that out.
Yeah. Alicia Keys. What?
If I ain't got you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Damn. Alicia Keys got some.
Yeah,
Some
she has like.
bops.
I got like 8 of her songs. In my
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Damn. Music was great, huh?
And you know, you're saying back then, like how you play your like your old music, like when your friends got the car.
Yeah.
Like when I was like younger, I used to be like, yo, you can't listen to like girls like singing. And now, bro, like all my playlists are like filled with like women. Like
Dude, I be hitting those notes, man.
yeah, bro. I was like, yo, you can't listen. Now I was like, as soon as I don't know, it's probably once I got to college, I was like, oh God, I'll be bumping this shit like at the stoplight, like
Hector, let's transition from music to your Mexico trip.
You want to say that for Patreon? We can
Fine.
start with that.
Yeah, I can.
I
Yeah,
feel like
okay.
that's a little more.
Okay, well,
feel
never
like-
mind, guys. Never mind.
I feel like we should keep it.
I take that back. No worries.
what was has your like social media presence always been like music related?
No, man. I've had a journey with that, man. I started posting in like everyone in 2020, just posting the random stuff. Whatever was kind of any trending sounds, I would kind of use that. Like, I remember like me and my sister being up to like 3 a.m. because I was trying to post every single day. And it took me literally 2 years to get 15,000 followers
On TikTok?
on TikTok. But in my head, I had like 1 million.
Yeah.
But it was there.
That's a lot.
Whatever. I did a mushroom trip in like December 2021. And I think that,
Mushroom.
like psilocybin, all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did a trip in like December. And I feel like that one moment really kind of helped me get honest with myself and kind of get to this idea of like self-love, romanticizing life, main character. And I did like a series of that for a while. And that eventually took a turn where I was kind of doing life advice. I was working in non-emergency medical transportation, and I would deal with a lot of older people, a lot of people that didn't have families, pretty much waiting to die out of the system. Like probably one of the saddest scenarios you could think of.
Like a suicide hotline type?
No.
you
I'm
think
talking
of
about
old
people
people.
that like probably like 80, 90s in those homes.
They
That
need
don't have any family to come in there. A lot of them were homeless, and I would take them to their doctor's appointments.
I thought you were saying like they would call you and
Oh,
like
no,
tell
no, no,
you
no.
like
I would drive them to their appointments. So I would talk to them a lot. And I made a
He
new
would
series
drive
on
that
TikTok.
little short bus, right?
Yeah, I would do that. So then I would talk to them and kind of ask them, like, if there was one thing you can do, like if you went back to your 20s, what would you do differently? And not one of them said, like, I would have worked harder. I wish I would have saved more money. A lot of them were just telling them, like, I wish I would have done the thing that I wanted to do. Like one of this ladies, she was like, I wish I would have gone and see Elvis in person. I had the opportunity, but like my husband told me I wasn't allowed to, and I listened to him. Another person was like, I
So
wish.
you're with
Brown
Queen?
ladies.
Yeah, I had a dude. He had a missing leg. He even told me, he was like, honestly, I would do nothing. This is kind of what made me the person I am now. A lot of the similar topics was just being in the moment, doing what you want to do. So eventually, I kind of rode with that, and it kind of just made me appreciate where I was, kind of get more gratitude mindset, and eventually, I stopped trying to follow the trends and then just do like my own thing, kind of show what's interesting to me. And, you know, it got one series that popped off. And as of recent, I took that series where I would ask people, what's one thing you would do differently, to like, what's one song you wish you could relive for the first time? That's kind of where the inspiration came to that. And that's kind of where my series came from that. So I guess from the mushroom trip or from meeting people that are kind of grateful about life, I think that's kind of where it came from. But it definitely wasn't all music. I had to freaking. I think I've tried almost every single thing on TikTok to see what worked, and eventually it wasn't until you kind of just showcase what you find, what you showcase yourself, and that's kind of
Your actual interests.
your actual
Not
interests.
just what's trending.
Yeah, not just what's trending. Just show up as yourself every single day, and eventually the TikTok algorithm will find an audience for that, and that's kind of where I kind of found myself.
And you went from 15K to
So 2 years it took me from 2020 to 2022. It took me. I got 15,000 followers. And then from October 2022 till now, I went from 15,000 to like 570,000.
God damn.
From 2K on Instagram too, which is hard to grow, to like
So
160 something.
Yeah.
In that short period of time.
You went from like 7 months. Yo, what's the percentage on that? Fucking, that's for 15K to
and
you said 600?
this is what's crazy too. Like I remember, so obviously I said 2 years to get 15K.
That's
And
400%.
eventually I remember I had one video go really viral. And I remember looking at the analytics from that video, and I saw that I had gained in one day 30,000 followers.
Damn.
So I was like, literally, what it took me to get in 2 years, I got double that in one day. So like when they say, keep seeing it through, because when it happens fast and it happens all at once. It's like that's true. Just show up every single day because just see it through. So that's the what I've learned through that process.
Yeah, like
You
don't stop.
2K on IG to 160K in 1 year.
Less than a year, like 9 months.
Wow.
So just keep going, man. Like just test everything out.
That's insane.
Eventually, you're gonna find what hits, and you're gonna just double down on that every single day. And like I said,
It's not even about like what hits; it's about what like you enjoy doing. Like you said, like you stop doing like the trendy.
You're gonna
shit.
find one thing in your personality that's gonna hit, and it's not gonna be like you faking it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's why a lot of people take like social media breaks, because they put that persona on. But it's like, just be you. And the people who need to see that video, God or whatever you believe in, will put that video in front of them.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's what? Wow. In 9 months.
It's funny how you said like that. That one lady said she would go back and go to like that Elvis concert.
Yeah.
Which is like, we were talking about like the other day or last year, like when Bad Bunny, like his ticket prices.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, people are like, oh, I won't spend that much to go. But then it's like, that lady was like, whatever, how old she was. And she still remembers like, I should have gone to that fucking Elvis concert.
She remembers from that day.
Because like that was probably, I don't follow Elvis, but that concert was probably like a moment 60s, in his time.
70s, probably around that time. There was another lady too that she had the very first album that he ever dropped. Bunch of memorabilia too. And her husband hated him, and he made her throw everything away, she said. And that would have been worth money now.
Yeah.
So don't listen to your husband, ladies, now. But just stuff like that. Like I was even talking to my uncle about it, and he bought his daughter Drake tickets coming up because he was like, this is really going to be her only time to see him, because eventually he's going to retire, take a little break.
It won't be the same.
And then when he comes back, those tickets are going to be crazy. He's like, she's really going to spend $2,000 to see some tickets, so I can get it right now for like $500. So I was like, damn. I was like, you romanticizing life, man.
It's not even about the. I mean, yeah, it might be more expensive. I just feel like, let's say, he's hinted at like he might stop making music soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it, but let's say he takes like a 5-year break or 10-year break. It won't be the same if you go see him, like, because it's like the moment, you know, like like for Bad Bunny, for example, last year he was like on a run and shit, and that was like a moment. Like he was the first Latin artist to get like nominated for Album of the Year, Grammys and shit.
That'll probably be his peak.
Yeah, that will probably
be.
He might never get. His album was like #1 for almost like the whole fucking year.
Yeah, like 40 something weeks.
Yeah, like,
I don't see him or anyone doing that.
Like you may never see that again, but like you live in the moment. It's like, I'll go to his show fucking next year. He's gonna be on tour again, but it won't be like the same
energy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just do what you want to do right now, because tomorrow's not promised. Like you said, that artist might not be popping tomorrow.
Or even other shit, bro. Like take that trip, fucking quit your job, bro. Fuck that shit. Fuck your job. I don't give a fuck about
follow your dreams while you got it now. Like if you can, whatever situation you're in, just romanticize the good times and the bad times, because eventually you're gonna look back at this, and I guarantee you're not gonna be in your deathbed and be like, damn, like I wish I would have worked an extra shift that day. Like you're not. Like just
I wish I would have changed my fucking 401 contribution to fucking
exactly. You're not gonna do that
instead of 3.
Like I had this conversation like with my dad, because he's very like invest in the future type stuff, which is good. Like there's balance in that. You need to do that. But he was like, you can go out and get your Starbucks coffee, or you can save that and invest it into whatever it is in the market. It's just like, am I really going to do that? Or am I really going to be like, I never did anything with this money, and I could at least gone out on a trip with the homies or something. But like I said, everything's in balance. I think the art is figuring out how to balance it out.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's terrible advice, bro. That's why there's a labor crisis, bro. And that's all you guys' fault. Nah, for real. Nah, I don't believe that. I feel like if you're good at something, then do it. But if you're not good, motherfuckers, stay with your job, dog. Like, that's just important. I think
I've always, my biggest fear is doing what I hate for my whole life.
Yeah.
That's about, I never want to end up. I know I've always told myself I may end up in a situation in which I have to do something I hate because I have limited choices, but I've tried to put off as much as I can not to do those things. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, I agree with you. I feel like
you said, there's balance.
Yeah.
Still work. Like those people that say just quit your job today, probably like plan it out a little bit.
Yeah, don't
just jump into it. But
you need some.
At the end of the day, I do think a version of hell is going to be like a time loop of showing you every single possible outcome that you could have achieved of your dreams. But it's just showing you because you didn't do that decision. It never happened.
That's what hell is.
That's what your hell is going to be.
I never wanted to look back and think, fuck, what if I did this? You know what I mean? Like a few years back, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if I just never did it? And I ended up being 50 and I'm like, damn, I bet if I did it, it would have worked. But then I would never actually know. Rather than if I do it, and if it doesn't work out, then I know, all right, it didn't work out. The way things went or the way things should have went, rather than like, what if I did? Who knows what would have come up? I got
chills, bro, when you said that right now, man. Like it's a real thing. Like you said, like you rather just leave it all on the table and just be like, okay, it didn't work out. It wasn't for me. And you could be okay with that and you can die on that.
That I'm okay with. I'm less okay with like, what if I just never did that shit? Mm-hmm. I think at least for me, I would be too like mentally fucked with that. Like I don't, it'd be too hard to live with that.
You would never be able to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And it's never too late, man. You can figure out something, man. Yeah. Just find something that you love, man. Work is essential and that's what's going to keep you here. But, you know, if you can kind of strategize it a little bit more and incorporate those things that bring you happiness and actually bring you fulfillment in life, I think that's the only way to live, man.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Hector a little bit. Like, don't just up and quit and just, you know, if you suck at it, like don't, maybe do some stuff before that, you know, like maybe, you know, start learning a little something, start doing it a little bit, seeing how you feel about it. Cause sometimes you may end up quitting or doing something and then trying it and you're like, fuck, I hate this too. So, you know, cause
I've done that. Like,
don't just jump into it, but
I found like, I guess like shit that I've liked and, you know, I've tried it and I'm like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And like at the same time, like I'm never like, I guess this is good and bad, but I was never like, I've never been a person that's been like all in. Mm-hmm. Like I've always had to have like, you know, something on the side or like, you know, some type of safety net. And I feel like in some cases, like it's helped me out and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause growing up, I like, you know, in high school, I'm like, fuck, like I really like cooking. Mm-hmm. So I tried to get into culinary school. And it was cool until like, you know, certain things I just didn't like or like it just wasn't like worth it, you know? Because like that cooking life is like...
It's different. You have to have that personality for it.
Not even the personality. It's just like you have... That's something that you have to love. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the whole like cooking scene. A lot of the times like you're put like what's called like a sous chef. So like that's just like pretty much like the...
He explained to me and the way he explained to me was like, it's going to be like a 5-year process of you actually
it's not even
becoming,
like a 5-year.
Of you like actually becoming like a head chef. You actually get to like cook things that you want to. Yeah, like it was like never going to fucking happen. Yeah, it's going to be a long process.
But you tried it out and you realized that, right?
Yeah, and I still do it. I like doing it. Like, you know, I invite them over like barbecues and shit. I like cooking and shit, but like that's more like a hobby. Like I'm not trying to make that shit my passion because like you have to put in like something like that. You have to put in like 16 hours, like at least, you know, sometimes 7 days a week. And like something else I like they really emphasize in school was that like we're the ones that have to be cooking during the holidays. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck, like I don't know if I want that shit. Like I'm trying to eat, you know? Like I'm not.
That's the thing.
I don't want to feel like I'm always
you
like
figure out like how dedicated or how much you actually love it.
See, the way
that's what it takes.
The way I see things is like a lot of like how I like go about things is like trial and error. Like I go out and I'm like, fuck, like let me see if I like this. And if I liked it, then I'm gonna put my all in it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like there's only like, I would say one or two things that I feel like I, gotta really put an emphasis in.
And which is good because, like you said, you trial and error. You tried everything, and you finally found that one thing that you love and passionate about. And I think that's what it is. But a lot of people don't even take that risk to try it.
Yeah, I feel like that's not bad either, though, because I feel like what really drives somebody is like the passion for it, and like what comes from that. Because from passion comes hard work. It comes like dedication, and something that Mike Tyson always like really emphasized was. It doesn't matter if you have motivation. It's all about discipline. Yeah. And I agree with that. Like it's always like about like, always being on your, what do they say? Like crossing your T's and dotting your I's and shit.
P's
like
and
that.
Q's?
Yeah, P's and Q's and shit. And you figure it out and shit.
So you think, or he said his thing was cooking, right? I don't know what Wesley's thing is. Maybe you could tell us. But my thing was soccer. Like, when I was younger, to be honest, like I wanted, like I had if you talk to me when I was anywhere from like 11 to 14, I legitimately was like, that's what I'm going to be. I have to be a professional soccer player. I didn't want to be anything else. That was like my ultimate, like, I didn't want to do anything else. Like, and then I had this cousin. To this day, fuck him, right? To this day, what an asshole. Because in my head, I knew of the realities, right? I was like, I know it's a long shot, right? But in my head, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to continue to, like, slowly build up and let's see where it goes, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I keep training, who knows, right? Some luck's involved. I may be unlucky, who knows? But this dickhead of a cousin, the first thing he heard when he asked me, and I was like, 12 or 13. What I told him, right? And he's like, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. And
he wasn't more than like a few years older than me, right? And I was like, I mean, I know it's gonna be a long shot, but who knows? Like if I keep training, who knows? I may be the one in 10,000. Who knows?
Yeah.
He was like, nah, there's no shot. You know how good you have to be, and all. He was just saying all this shit, and I went home on the way home. I was like thinking, damn, maybe he's right. And that was the first time that I ever doubted myself, like when it came to soccer.
Yeah.
And after that, honestly, it fucked me. I was like, wow, maybe he's right. This is maybe all a waste of time. That this is never gonna work out. And that was again, he wasn't a fucking grown up. He was maybe, and based on what he told me, his life turned out the way he gave me advice.
Yeah.
It was always on the safest path, on the safest route. Yeah. No risks, no anything else, no shoot for the stars, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But what an asshole. Who tells that to a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
When yet, like I've been in the same position where my younger cousins tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I didn't know you. I just, ask questions or interrogate like what they love or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. That's
yeah,
dope.
but it's always those type of people are always the ones that aren't willing to take the risks.
I know. Believe me. That person's life turned out as it should have. Yeah. With the same sort of advice or like that. His outlook on life, like that he was trying to, what's the word? Like put on me. You know what I mean?
Project his.
But there you go. But I remember thinking like years after, right? Like I was probably 18, 19. I was like, what a fucking dickhead. Yeah. Like thinking back, like, why would he tell me that? I'm a fucking 12-year-old just trying to chase my dreams, It's like I suck. If I sucked ass, fair enough. But I didn't suck ass.
Yeah, but the only thing you could say there is like at least it wasn't bad advice at the end of the day. Like I get it that like it was like safe, but it's also like not terrible advice either.
But that's the thing. He wasn't giving me advice. He was outright
he was just shitting on you.
He just shit on me the entire time for like 30 minutes.
I wouldn't consider that advice.
It wasn't advice. It wasn't even like, yo, maybe you should look at.
How did you not fight him, dog? Bro, square.
I was little.
But
yeah, I was like 11 or 12, dog. I was not a big person.
Now, said, let's go.
I mean, who knows?
Seconds.
But back then, I was definitely still like in my you could bully me, to be honest. But point is, no advice whatsoever. It wasn't like, hey, maybe you should look at what else did he want? Nothing. Just that's never gonna fucking happen. Just shitting on me for 30 minutes, and I couldn't believe it. And I just the whole time was like, no, that's not true. Fuck this guy. And then on the way home, he's like, yeah, maybe he's right. And he got inside my head. And fuck him to this day.
And then so whatever you do from this day on, like it's your responsibility to inspire those people that age. That 12-year-old Marlo, you owe it to him to go and do what you want to do because that person has those influences.
It's funny you say that because like even now I've had people tell me like this will never work. Like just stop. Like what's the point?
To that we say fuck them.
And they told me that when I first started. They told me that now, and I'm sure they will continue to tell me. And forever. In my head, the only thing is like, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going to keep going until, let's say it doesn't, until I decide it doesn't.
Yeah.
But in my head, I still foresee it to work. But the same people who tell me that's never going to work, or who like your life reflects that.
Yeah, and it's
your
not
life
like,
reflects zero risk.
Yeah, and it's not like shit is over after that. Like you just fucking move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
we got so many years ahead of us.
I forgot who I was telling this to.
How many people?
I was like, if I do this to let's say I'm 30 or 35, whatever it is. I'm not stupid. Like I can do something else. I can start over somewhere else. I can take what I've done to do something like that
on your terms.
Yeah, I'm not like a fucking bum. You know, I'm not. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's like the emphasis I want to tell people is just like, you're the fucking main character. All these people that are influence you negatively, those are the side character. Let them be the side character.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of delusion in you. Yeah. Because sometimes it works out and sometimes you're that 1%.
Yeah,
but
sometimes,
you know, let those people do whatever they want to do because that life, like I'm not hating on it. That's them, but it's not you. But so be honest with yourself.
You know what's crazy? Some of the same people who told me when we first started doing this, right? Back where I used to work, like legit, I knew they were like kind of, I guess you could say like making fun of me.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even take a second thought to it. Right. The same people who like after a year or two, well, we like, oh, your show's dope. This and I was like, that's I just thought that was fake as fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna happen all the time. Like the amount of like group chats that I've been in and I know, like I've heard people tell me about it. Like, oh yeah, they put your videos. This is like early 2020. Now those people are saying like, man, I always knew you can do it. Cringe. No, I was like, man, let me be fucking cringy, man. I don't care. Like, that's just
sometimes being yourself is cringe.
And that's okay.
So it isn't, yeah.
And the people that need to see your cringy videos and resonate with it are going to see it.
Yep.
And it's just unfortunate. Like what they say, like the richest place on earth is the graveyard because of all those ideas that died with them, man. And it's just,
now we're getting deep on this episode.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
He said that.
Oh, no, I've heard it from somebody else. I've heard it
that shit up on the spot.
But like they said, I think there's some truth to that, though. Yeah. It's just so unfortunate, man. It's especially in your younger years where you're so easily influenced. Yeah. Like stuff like that could really be a differentiating factor of you actually achieving your dreams or hating yourself at 80 and you be that bitter old person with nothing to show for. It just scares me, man.
Yeah. You know what was funny when Marlo was saying the soccer thing? I've known Marlo since like 7th grade. So about the
he was a guy.
He wasn't.
about like the 11, 12. And this was like when MySpace was a thing. And I remember when me and Marlo like added each other on MySpace. This fool had he had so he had a picture of the Manchester United jersey, and then another picture he had one of the Barca jersey. And another one, he had one of a Real Madrid jersey. So Real Madrid and Barcelona are like these. Yeah, they hate each other. And on each caption, the first one, the Manchester United, he was like, "I am the future of Manchester United." And then the second one, he was like, "And I am the future of Barcelona." And then another one, he was like, "And I'm the future of Real Madrid." And when I saw it, I just started.
I was like, I'm gonna hit one of them, bro. That's
I mean, 1 out of 3, you never know.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. You bought 3 lottery tickets to win 1.
Yeah,
that shit was funny, man.
Dude, I used to carry around a folder where I drew like the positions, like it's a 4-3-3 or 4, whatever. I literally drew like Barca's, all of their possessions with the players with the little jerseys, and I was just like, that's gonna be me one day.
Manifesting prayer.
Yeah.
It's really
didn't
what it
work,
is.
but you know,
you put yourself in a lineup.
I never did. I never went that far. I never went that far.
But I think part of that is good, man. You really got to do that. And you guys watch the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
You know where he tells Jaden Smith, he was like, if you got a dream, you got to protect it.
Yeah.
It's true, man. Like people like that are going to try to influence you and try to tear you down. And that's why I don't like when I have goals, before I would tell everybody, bro, everybody. And they're saying like, that's probably the worst thing you can do.
Yep. Because
at the end of the day, you don't know who's secretly your hater and it's going to be projecting that bad energy, bad vibes to you. It's like, just show It's like tell the world what you're gonna do, but first show it and then tell them. And I feel like that one thing completely like I don't tell anybody anything of my dreams or goals. And I think Bradley Cooper said it too. He was like, people love to tear down beautiful things, so protect it.
Yeah, same way when an artist is on the way up, they love them, and when they're at the top.
Is that a Drake line too? Or he says something like, people love you when you're like on
I'm
your
pretty
way
sure
to it.
Yeah.
And then they switch up on you when you have it.
Yeah.
That's really kind of what it is. But
this is quite the different episode, guys.
it took a turn, man.
You know what else? You brought up pursuit and happiness, and last night, like I couldn't sleep. I was up, like I wasn't doing shit, to be honest. I was up, and then I was like, damn, like why? What's the greatest movie of all time, and why is it Inception?
Oh my god, man! We're gonna talk about wormholes right now. No, that's Interstellar. Inception's dreams.
Inception,
lucid dreaming.
Yeah, dreaming.
Lucid dreaming.
The dreaming.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm
You're saying that's what you think is.
Oh, I think that's the great, and that's not even my favorite movie, but I just think that's the greatest movie like ever.
The soundtrack
Inception.
is amazing, man.
Yeah,
Hans
it's the
Zimmer.
one where they like invade the foolish dream.
Yeah, it's dreams and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried lucid dreaming? I used to really try. Like,
No, I haven't. I tried that
It's
shit.
not like what you think it is. I know people think lucid dreaming it's to get confused with sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
That's a little bit different. I never had sleep paralysis, but I heard people that have. That shit alone scared me out of trying lucid dreaming. But I don't think I've ever really practiced it fully where I can do it on command like that. But I know there's like a group of people, or like especially on YouTube, that talk about it a lot. And people saying when you reach that level, like you can literally kind of analyze problems in your life while you're sleeping. I don't know how true that is, but it's kind of an interesting topic.
do you think that shit's real? Like Inception, like people could fucking like let's say me and Marlo right now we're working you, like we're gonna fucking invade your dreams
I
later.
don't think so, because they said that. Sorry, man. They say like when you dream, you don't see faces.
I do.
I do.
No, that's not true. You see faces.
You
but
see faces that people you never knew.
you never
No, I
knew,
see-
but you've
I
all,
see- I
but
see
But
you-
you've seen them like
You've
around.
seen
Like,
them.
at the
Really,
store or
I
some
think
shit.
I don't know. This is what I've heard, or I've read somebody talk about it. They're saying like you see their body, but you don't see their actual physical face.
Nah,
Don't know how true that is, but
I've had dreams with like these fools. Like
Same. I've had dreams where I've had people that I know in them where I've wanted to text them like, "Did you have the same dream?" Because it felt like
real.
too real. It felt
Nah,
like
I've
it.
done that too.
Like I woke up with my like, oh shit, like shocked that like, I thought that was really happening.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was my real life. I was like, oh fuck.
They're saying that one thing that, because I know when you're trying to get into that stage of lucid dreaming, you have to do like not wear a watch, but consistently check the time, look away and look back. And if it's still the same time, you're in reality. But if you're in the dream state, you look at the time, look back, and it's completely different.
Mm.
So that's kind of like things that people do in their real world to remind themselves in their dream to do that, so they can invoke a lucid dream. But they're saying the last thing that you have to like in your dream, if you ask yourself, is this real? It gives you start to develop like a reality crisis. Like you don't know when you're dreaming, when you're not.
well, that's what happened in Inception. That's how his wife.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Yeah.
She commits suicide.
So what does that
She thinks-
consider, like schizophrenia? I don't know.
Well, I don't know the medical terms, but she thinks she's dreaming, so she jumps
Yeah.
up, but she's not.
That's like a
dreaming.
real thing.
She fucking
Like,
dies.
like people have that. Like when they.
I've
practice.
noticed I've never died in my dream.
I have.
I've never died in my dream.
I think you wake up when I'm about to.
Same. I always wake up.
Well, and not to keep time, but in the movie, if you die in your dream, you wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling of falling, that sensation that wakes you up, right? Too.
Every time.
Yeah, but
Every
then
time.
I was thinking, because like in that movie, you know how it ends with like the whatever you wanna, it's up for the viewers.
Yeah, who
but it's
knows?
like, what if we're dreaming right now? I just started thinking,
Yeah.
what if I wake up and then all this shit was a dream, and I'm just like, I'm back in college or something, waking up like in the middle of class or some shit. Like,
Dude, there is somebody that had that experience doing what is it? DMT. I think they did ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was the toad venom, but they said that they literally lived a 30-year life in this whatever their state that they're in.
Oh, I heard something similar with. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the comedian Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot what he took, but in like a 10-minute span, he said he lived for 3 months, like a new job, like a family, like a whole reality. And I would want to do that. That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
that's scary. Man.
I feel like that shit would just
Like it's just like another.
And then you come
reality?
back in 10 minutes as well. Oh my god.
What if like that's the way
That's
you
ayahuasca,
access?
right?
Ayahuasca is
forgot
like
what
a
it
root.
was.
It's like a tea. That you
Anytime I hear like the new drug stories, it's always referring to them taking ayahuasca.
I wouldn't do ayahuasca because they said that you like either shit yourself or you throw up because it's like so super
I heard the throw
like
up part.
whatever in your stomach and messes it gets you nauseous. But DMT apparently doesn't. I don't know if you guys are familiar with he's like I don't know, influencer business guy. What is his name? Aubrey Marcus. Right? He's like really into that stuff, and he was telling a story that when he went and did it, and he said he woke up and there was like throw up all over his feet because people when they do ayahuasca it really messes with them. But they said that they were in Peru and I guess they saw like jaguar prints around their tent. Yeah, because they're like in the jungle when they do. That's a lot of people do it, and but I don't know. I think I would want to be at some point, maybe when I'm like past my 30s, to try to do like DMT. That kind of intrigues me a little bit. But to have that ego death, like see yourself die. Yeah. One of my homies did it in Peru too, but he did the ayahuasca and he was a cop. And so he's like told me like he's had like instances where he's had to like kill people.
Damn.
So just dealing with all that stress. And he said he went and did it. And he said like his mom was like advising him, don't go, don't go, don't go. And he goes and he takes his thing and he's like, he doesn't feel anything. And then he says he sees like he has an out of body experience and he feels himself die. And he's like freaking out. And it wasn't until he finally forgave himself for disobeying his mom, he had blast off. And like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what type of benefits he didn't really tell me, but he said like, it was something like that where you feel as if like you messed up and whatever they gave you was like messed, like it was defected and you actually died. And then that's when you accept that, you blast off.
So it's some sort of epiphany. And then it's like a relief. And then like you move on. You said the best movie of all time, Inception?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Anybody else want to give their opinion? Best movie? And we'll close out the actual episode.
Best movie of all time.
You're going to say like Pulp Fiction or something.
No.
Godfather 2. Yeah, easy. It'd be Godfather 2, Goodfellas, and
I really like A Bronx Tale. I feel like there's so many like life lessons in that movie.
Okay. Is that the Romeo and Juliet one?
No. This is like it's a mobster movie. It's with what's his name? It kind of applied in real life because the whole concept of the movie is the worst thing in life is wasted potential.
Yeah.
And the actual actor, after having his big break in that movie, ended up going to jail for I forgot how many years for like robbing somebody, almost killing them.
A Bronx Tale?
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because it kind of applied to like the actor kind of wasting his potential. Could have been a lot bigger, but he made that same mistake. So I think that I like that movie. It's kind of real.
I was thinking of West Side Story. My bad.
West Side Story. Miles Teller was in that one, right? No. Denzel, whatever his name is in that.
It's the old one. I don't know if they made a remake, but the old one was like
I think they made a remake.
The modern of like, it was the old one was like the Romeo and Juliet type.
I'm so mad. I know I'm going to go home and like, bro, that was the movie I was thinking of. But like,
but and a couple, like a few episodes, well, not a couple, like earlier this year, I said like, yo, I don't understand the Christopher Nolan hype, like directing.
You didn't like Interstellar?
No, but let me get to that. And then after like, I was thinking last night, I was like, okay, he made it such. Now I went and looked and I was like, all right, I get the hype. Like there's a couple like duds in there, but like for the most part, it's like, they're all like hits.
Oppenheimer coming up. This man really spent.
But I wasn't hyped for that. I'm not hyped for that one.
No,
because I don't see the hype for it.
It's a real bomb that they did.
I know they said they actually dropped like a real nuke and shit, but
yeah, I like it's like real. It's like a real story. You know?
Yeah, like Interstellar was fucking that and Inception.
I know you're gonna hate me for this, bro, but I think Elvis definitely impacted my life.
The movie?
The movie.
I mean, hey. That's amazing. I'm glad it did. I just think the movie itself isn't good, but if it, brought you that impact, I'm glad they made it.
Like there's a scene with him and what's his name? Tom Hanks around that Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to them and he was like I always saw myself as Captain Marvel Jr., that superhero, that alter ego. And he was like, I'm ready to fly, faster than the speed of light. And I feel like just with the stuff that I'm doing on social media, I feel like it kind of like it affected that. It was like I'm ready to take that risk, that jump. So I think that movie definitely affected I won't say the last year for me.
Well, then I'm glad they made it, I'm glad they made it.
Target audience reached.
I don't have one.
No? Okay, cool. So Inception, A Bronx Tale?
I'll say Bronx. I'll say Elvis, bro. I know you're going to hate me for
Elvis,
that one.
for sure.
I love that movie.
That's your best movie of all time. All right, guys. Episode 111. No, excuse me. 112 of the LFP. Bryson, thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you it was a great first time. I'm going to remember it forever.
Poppy and Cherry. Wes, Tech, want to sign out? Till next time, thank you for driving out here. Watch part 2 on Patreon, guys. Head over. Peace.
Go romanticize your life.